My name is Coach Tony, and welcome to the Toben Series podcast.
You know, on record, actually, I just had COVID, so I got over that. I'm good. I'm alive, and we good to go. We good to go. But before we get started, I want to take you down memory lane for a second, though, Negus. Do you remember at Phil Dixon's camp back long time ago when you and I were both there, and I had this motherfucker over here really beat my 3-point competition or 3-point record? I had I had 9 threes. That 9 threes the whole week. I was talking shit. The whole time I was talking shit. And he's like, yo, I'm going to beat you. I'm like, all right, whatever. Let's see it. Yo, the last fucking day, Devontae, the last hour or two, man, hit like 10 or 12 in a row, bro. I'm like, God damn. Do you remember that?
Where's Pearson?
Huh?
Which gym is this, Pearson?
I don't remember which one it was, but it was in Scarborough. Was that Phil Dixon's camp?
Malvern. Was that Pearson?
Yeah, so
I remember that, bro. You just jogged my memory. I forgot about that, but you brought it back to me.
Damn. I had to, bro. I had to bring it back. But when we got you on, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna throw that in there. But hey, we need a rematch, bro. We need a rematch. I'm saying that right now on this show. We need a rematch, bro.
Bro, whenever you're ready, bro.
Say no more. Hey, Debo, get Negus started off with our game, man. What game you got for us today?
Yeah, today and for the remainder of the Toben series, we are going to play overrated, underrated. I'm going to give you a topic. Could be basketball related or not. And you're just going to tell me, your little 2 cents and if it's overrated or underrated.
All
right?
Yeah.
All right. So first I'm going to give you Fortnite.
Overrated. I don't play that.
You don't play that? Do you play video games?
COD.
He's a COD man. All right. Warzone.
Yeah, Warzone. Or multiplayer. Doesn't matter.
Okay, I got you. All right. What was in that? Overseas basketball.
Underrated.
Underrated? Why?
It's tough. It's tough to be I just think it's tough to be overseas, you know what I'm saying, by yourself without your family.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't just an hour flight away from your house, you know what I mean? So it's kind of tough, and you got to be really mentally strong to be out there that long. It's a grind, you know what I'm saying? It's a real grind out there. I've never been out there personally, but I played overseas for teams, but professionally, so I could imagine it's tough, bro. Like, different kind of foods, it's just different kind of cultures. Everything's different, right? Like, you're not accustomed to it, so it can be really tough for you.
For sure.
Big Nurse, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I said underrated.
Okay. Wow, you're making me lose my train of thought. Making me lose my train of thought. Wow, Devin Booker.
I mean, I don't think he's underrated or overrated.
So he's just in the middle right now.
I mean, if I could pick the middle, yeah, because I don't think he's overrated or underrated. He's nice.
He definitely proven himself this season. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what he does in the playoffs. Paul George.
In the middle, yeah.
He's in the middle too. Middle too. Okay. Last one. Denzel Washington.
Bro, he's in the middle, fam.
He's in the middle? No, he's in the middle? All right, we're going to leave it at that.
I feel that. Hey, Negus, I got to ask you, though, how important is family to you, man?
Super important, bro. That's all we got at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I can talk about that forever, bro, so I'm going to just say it's really important to me, especially.
Fair enough. I know you guys got a little brand going on called FF. What does that stand for, and why did you guys decide to put into a clothing line?
I mean, I've been wanting to do a clothing line for probably more than 6 years now, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt like right now was the right time to do it. especially during COVID, because I was dealing with my injury. So I was doing a lot of physio. I had a lot of off time. So it made more sense for me to just start it now. The reason why I picked Forever Family was I just liked it, how it was so catchy for me. It's like a natural thing because I'm a family-oriented guy, and Forever Family just sounded good to me at the time, and I felt like it represented what I believe in and what I, you know what I mean? And then FF, I had the emblems in my mind, and I just created the emblems like that with one of my boys, Dylan, and then it just went off from there.
Fair enough. I just want to know though, if people want to buy your clothing, where can they find it? Was there a website? Is there a link tree? Where can we find it?
Yeah, you have to check out. I got an IG page, Forever Family, FOEVER FAMILY, or you could go online and shop with www.foreverfamily.store.
Fair enough. Make sure y'all go check that out.
Check that out.
Does being a professional athlete help you market your brand a little easier?
I guess so, in a sense, because you got a lot of people that watch you for your basketball stuff. So yeah, I mean, I guess it could work. It could work in both ways, but at the end of the day, people gotta like what you're putting out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not about just being an athlete. Sometimes it is about just being an athlete, because I've seen some. I'm not even gonna lie, I've seen some corny stuff being put out by like certain athletes. I'm not saying anybody that I know, but it's like all over the world.
That's a fact.
People still buy it just because of your character. You know what I mean? Like, if people rock with you in a certain way, they're gonna want to support you regardless of what you put out. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not hot. No disrespect to nobody. That's just me, bro. Sometimes I think some people's stuff is kind of weak, but people still buy it. You know what I mean? So to each their own. There's a lot of people in this world that like different things, right?
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Speaking of being a pro, though, can you give us an example of someone looking at you for the wrong reasons, whether it's a financial handout, hanging with you for clout, etc.?
That happens a lot, man. Like, a lot of people will try to invite you out just to show people like, oh, I know this guy. Like, he'll come out, he'll come chill with us. Like, you know, at the end of the day, it's like I could read through those type of people. We don't rock with each other like that. And I can't just be pulling up for people's stuff just to, you know, they just like the clout, bro, like you said. And I'm not with that stuff, bro.
I hear that. What is something you like to say to those people that try to use and abuse? You know, I don't want to use abuse in a bad way. What are some things you like to say to some people as you know, whatever you want to say to them?
It's just karma, bro. Like, don't be doing stuff for the wrong reasons. I mean, just be yourself.
Mm-hmm. I feel that.
2021, man. No new friends. Drake said it first. But anyways, you know, as you know, niggas, this is a Toben basketball series. You know, what's it like playing for Toben and, you know, Coach Tony?
Toben fun, bro. I played for him 2 years at that Halifax throwback Thursday tournament, something like that. It was fun, you know. He lets us rock out. He trusts us on the court. We always got a great group of guys. Everybody gets along with each other, so it's easier for us to play together. It's just fun overall, man. Just hanging out with those guys. Coach Tony's cool, and he just wants to see us win. So that's all you could ask for, right?
No, facts. And how did you guys get in contact?
Just mutual friends. Josh Collins, Dinjo. I pretty much knew all the guys on the team except a couple before that, but yeah, pretty much just mutual friends.
Yeah, and you know, like you just said, you know, those teams are typically stacked with a lot of good Canadian talent. You know, what was it like playing with high-level guys, but most importantly, winning as well?
Right, like I said, it was easy. Everybody got along with each other, and that's the main thing about teams. As long as you get along with each other and you guys have that chemistry, and you guys know each other's roles, you guys know what everybody's good at, and you just feed it like that, the game just becomes simple. Like, there was a lot of other stacked teams in the tournament, but it just didn't mesh well, and that's the main factor, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why I feel like we always won, because we got along with each other. We didn't have no egos. Everybody just wanted to win.
Fair enough. You know, Canadian basketball right now, you know, the evolution of Canada basketball is at an all-time high with the Raptors' success, tons of Canadian having success at the Division I level, and Bennett Wiggins going number one. What are your thoughts on Canadian basketball right now?
I mean, we're at a real high level right now with all the new prep schools, all these little guys getting training from a young age. So I think we're in a really good place right now. with Canadian basketball.
Do you think that Canada will ever have enough talent to beat the U.S.?
Yeah, I think we have enough talent right now.
And you think that if they're going up against like LeBron James, not Dwayne Wade, but like LeBron James, KD, James Harden, those guys will be able to beat them?
I mean, I think anybody can get beat, bro.
That's a fact. He putting it out there.
I don't think nothing's impossible, bro.
This is not a 7-game series. It take one game. You're
right. You're right. When we were in high school, though, traveling to the States for prep school was the biggest thing. You're one of those players that left to go to an American prep. If the prep was as high as it is now in Canada, would you have still left?
Yeah, I would have still left just for the experience and the change, and just playing against what people consider the best basketball player, right?
Mm-hmm. So, talk to us about that experience at Huntington Prep, though. What was that like? Trials and tribulations, practices, expectations, all that.
Right. It was real once I got there because I thought I was putting in work in Canada, bro. But when I got to the States, I'm like, no, we wasn't even training, bro. Like this is some real training right here.
Yeah.
I mean, and I fell in love with the process, and I fell in love with just everything from the weight room to the court, practices, just being around a lot of high level talent. Once I got out there, it was an eye-opening experience, and it was just a good way to test myself and see what level I'm really at once I got out there.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the coaches believed in me. That's why I was out there. So they see something in me that I didn't see in myself before I got out there. And then once I started competing against the high-level guys, I felt like I was one of the best guys out there, right? So then from there, it's just history, bro.
Fair enough. Who are some of the guys that you would go up against, like, night in, night out, whether it's in practice, whether it's playing against somebody? Who was something that you were like, you know what, this person taught me this today because they killed me or I killed them or whatever it was that you had to learn on the fly?
Yeah, it was a lot because my junior year we had some dogs on my team, like Charles Lee, Jeremiah Davis, Maurice Folk. We had Sim, Steph. So Charles was the one that really got me in the gym when I first got out there. He's one of the older guys on the team. He was a senior from Milwaukee. He was the one that really got me in the gym. I started working out with him extra in the night times. We were doing a lot of 1-drill pull-ups. Anything he was working on, I was working on. I was just trying to get better like him. And then following year, we had Wiggins, X, Steph's, Javante Hawkins, Elijah Macon, Evan Payne. We had a lot of high-level athletes, bro. So you can only imagine we're getting. And I was playing point guard that year, so that's how much talent we had on our team. That I was a point guard now. You know what I mean? Because we had X on the wing, we had Wiggins, not Sim, Steph, Elijah, Javante. We had so many guys, bro. But it worked out in the end because everybody got along with each other, right? We loved playing with each other. We loved playing for each other. We loved our coaching staff, and we just loved the whole city of Huntington, bro. It was a great experience in high school for sure.
Shout out to Huntington. But I do gotta ask you. I'm glad you brought up Steph. You brought up X. You brought up Drew, and you also brought up Sim. But your first year that you were there, though, you were there first with Sim and Steph, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah.
So how was that like? Going to experience something new with fellow Canadians with you as well, or fellow friends, I should say.
Man, it was dope, bro. Like just living with my boys out in a different country, different state. Just hooping, doing what we love to do, and just being kids, man. Like you can't. I just don't think it gets better than that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's way better than just you being out there by yourself, especially because you got people that are from your same city that understand you, understand your lingo. Mm-hmm. You know how the lingo was back in the day. All the kids were speaking in lingo, so Americans couldn't even tell what we were talking about when we be talking to each other.
Yeah.
It was really fun. I actually recruited them. I was a part of their recruitment.
Really?
Yeah, I heard they were trying to leave Kiski Prep, and I think my coaches told me that. I'm like, what? They're trying to leave? Oh, we got to get them over here.
We gotta bring them on over.
We need to get
Smart man.
We need them.
It's funny. I was actually supposed to go to Kiski with them. And then, but I was too busy. And when I went on my visit there, I actually went to the classroom. And I was texting I was texting too much, and because I was texting, the dean's like, "Nah, we're not taking him here." I was like, "All right, whatever." So, but yeah.
What?
Yep, that's my Kiski score.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Negus, let's go to 2011. You know, you did your time at Huntington. You know, in 2011 you decommitted to from Louisville. You know, explain to us what happened in that situation.
It was just there's a lot of rumors going on and all that stuff. But then on top of that, the coaching staff broke up, and one of the coaches I was in contact with the most, he left. So I just, I was still in my junior year. So was I in my junior year still? Yeah, I think I was. So I don't know. I just felt like I had so much time left. So why not decommit and see what else is there? You know what I mean? I barely went on any visits. I don't even think I still didn't go on any visits even when I went to Mizzouri. Like when I committed to Mizzouri and signed, I still didn't go on all my visits. I felt like I should have took advantage of that, but it is what it is. Yeah, so that's why I decommitted, because the coaching staff broke up, and like I was unsure about what I wanted to do since I had another year of basketball in high school left.
And that's a great example. You know, guys, sometimes they commit early, but have the luxury of having a whole other year of really analyzing the situation. So for everybody listening, that's the business of basketball sometimes. Right? You got to make the best interest for yourself. Kids nowadays can go into a transfer portal and play right away, and so it's a different. We're seeing, the NCAA being a little bit more lenient in the things that they decide to do. But you just hit on it. You committed to Mizzouri actually with your great friend Steph. Mm-hmm. So, what interested you the most about Mizzouri making that final decision?
Just Coach Hayes, Coach Fuller, just the guys on the team. Everybody was welcoming when I went there. The runs were good. I felt like I could get better there. They had an NBA. They had a couple guys went into the NBA, I think, that year. That when I went on my visit, I think Kim English and Marcus Denman was in the league. I think Ricardo Rad had a little stint in there. But it was just, there was a lot of talent in there. Got Phil Pressey, Alex Oriaki. I mean, I can go on Javari Brown, Jordan Clarkson, Lawrence Bowers. So I just felt like I could get better there, and they would push me, and I could learn a lot from them. You know what I mean? And Mizzouri they're moving into the SEC, which is the best conference, I feel like, in the NCAA and the fastest pace. So I just felt like it was good for me. And plus, Steph wanted to go there too. He was the one that actually reached out to me and said I need to come on a visit there. I think he went on the unofficial. And he's like, "Yo, Negus, bro, you gotta come to Missouri. You gotta come check out Mizzou, bro."
So hold on. So first, you see how this is a full circle? Kiski, you recruit him over to Huntington. Now he's recruiting you to Missouri. Are you saying that's how it happened?
That's exactly how it happened. And then Fuller had a big part in it too, and Coach Hayes. So, yeah.
That is an extreme full circle. Now, let me ask you, Negus, what was your first introduction to the NCAA? Basketball related, saying, I'm here now.
I'd say it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was tough for me. Like I'm gonna say preseason, whatever. Like before the regular season and preseason started, but before preseason, all right. So it was tough. I thought it was really tough. Like going from my weights to my practices, like it's a high level now, right? Like all the older guys are already used to it. I'm in there struggling, bro. Like lifting weights, going to practice. I'm like, bro, I can barely get my shot off right now. Like I feel too slow. You know what I mean? Because it was something new for me, like going from weights to practice. I think we had like 2 practices a day type thing. It's like, and then we got the runs, bro. I can barely get out my shot because my arms are dead. Everything's just dead. Everything's just shut down. But then eventually I started getting into the rhythm. I started getting used to it. And it was one practice where I knew, like, I started hitting jumpers and stuff, like off plays against our starters. And that's when I'm like, yeah, I'm here now. You know what I'm saying? Like, my body's ready. I'm more accustomed to the weights and then to practice and all that stuff. I can get off my shot faster because I was just working. I'm like, bro, I can't do this the whole season. My body can't be like this. There's no way. And then I just, like I said, I got used to it. And then from there, I just started taking off. I started getting more respect from the other guys. Like, obviously, they had respect for me, but I started getting more because I was doing what I had to do during my practices, during the games. I was playing my role pretty much. I'm the freshman, so that's all it was, just putting in the work and learning to show.
No, for sure. And And I'm glad that you said that, because a lot of people sometimes they think it's either you get crossed up or you get dunked on or you get yelled at bad at a coach. On All the Smoke podcast just a week ago, they dropped a show of Shaq, and his first basketball related thing wasn't really any of those things. But when he got to the NBA, it was him being able to have the luxury to buy his mom that big old house. Right, and see the tears run down from her eyes. He said that was his NBA moment. He's never had that luxury in his life. I know I'm talking about college here, but it's just interesting that you say that. It's not necessarily nothing that happened on the court, but just the experience of being there and having to make that transition now. Now, you hit on it earlier again. Jordan Clarkson was a redshirt your first year, but can you talk to us about what it was like going up against him in practice on a daily basis?
I was more so guarding Phil Pressey.
Okay.
So it was, but Jordan was nice, bro. Like, everybody knew he was nice coming from Tulsa, because Coach Hayes and Coach Fuller are probably the best recruiters type thing, I feel, and bringing in talent that they know will succeed after NCAA. So it was good. It was good, bro. Just like, I was working out with him and Jabari a couple of times earlier in the season and stuff. But obviously, when the season starts, nobody's really training as much as the off season. So, but it was good. I learned a lot from him, especially I learned a lot from Phil and Jabari and all those guards.
Okay. It's crazy. Ironically, the year Louisville wins the tournament and you guys lose in the first round, does that sting at all, or is it? How did you feel at that moment? I'm asking you, being an NCAA player, does that trigger, or is that any point of realization for you?
I mean, it didn't really sting me, bro. I was happy where I was at. I was happy at Mizzou, but obviously I left. I was happy though with my decision, because you never know, bro. Anything could be different. If I committed there, they probably wouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't have won. Some could have been different. But everything happens for a reason, right?
That's a fact. In this basketball world, everything happens for a reason, despite a win or a loss or a transfer or a coaching change. You got to deal with what you got to deal with, because that's your future. These 4 years determine your future. So now, in 2013, you transfer to Hawaii and you get to play in 2014. Why did you choose Hawaii?
I just always wanted to play in Hawaii for some reason.
That's dope to me.
Yeah, honestly, bro, like, if you guys knew how I grew up and stuff, and like, I don't know, it's just, I felt like I could take advantage of basketball, you know what I'm saying, for once, for myself, type thing. Even though there's pros and cons to that decision, and we could talk about that for like a couple hours, I ain't gonna lie to you, but yeah, I just wanted to play in Hawaii, and I felt I could change their program over there, because they don't usually get high D1 athletes. Right, and I recruited Steph there too. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Bro, so what do you call that? You said it was a full circle earlier. What is it now?
I don't know what you call that. I don't know what you call that.
We're remaking the circle again. We're remaking it.
We're going back and forth.
I mean, you can't really go wrong with Hawaii to begin with. The women, the weather. I mean, like you said, growing up where you grew up from, just living in Toronto in itself, right? The cold weather, leaving the cold weather to go to the warm weather. So I don't blame you for that one.
Oh. That's what I'm saying. But if I'm gonna keep it real, I should have stayed in Missouri. That's how I feel. I ain't gonna lie to nobody.
Hey,
but people ask me that all the time, bro. Like, yo, why'd you leave Missouri? I'm like, bro, I was young. I wanted to play in Hawaii. I had the opportunity. I had the, you know what I'm saying? I had the leisure. So why not just do that? But like you guys said about the transfer portals, back then transferring was like, bro, like you're blackballed now type thing. That's how people would make it seem like, bro, you transfer, bro, you're gonna look so bad, like da. But now everybody's just transferring here, transferring there. People are transferring from one school and going back to the school again, and they're still playing. I'm like,
yeah.
What? What's going on right now? Back then we looked bad when we wanted to transfer, but now it's a normal thing. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's held to nothing. Nobody's like, bro, we don't want this guy no more, man. He transfers too much. We can't rely on him. That's how it was, bro. When you transfer, people like, oh, you can't. He'll just leave if he doesn't get his way. Like, no, it's not about that. It was never about.
No, that is a damn fact, bro. It's like we took the stripes for these guys to do whatever they want to freaking do, and you know, there's nothing we can do about it. Like you said, everything happens for a reason. But it's just interesting to see the perception on transfers now. But you know, I want to ask you one question. What is the biggest difference between Missouri and Hawaii? Basketball wise.
Basketball, everything overall, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. Everything overall, down to the individual training, weight room. My weight room coaches were different. Like Missouri was, he never wanted me to lift heavy, and I'm a competitor, bro. So like if I see older guys like lifting, I'm like, bro, I can do that too. You know what I mean? That's just the natural shit in me. You know what I'm saying? I wanna lift how they're lifting. He's like, no, man, just trust it. This is your program. This is what you're doing. This is for your body. You know, and I was in the best shape of my life in Missouri, bro. But when I got to Hawaii, it was like this, you know what I'm saying? Like declining type thing, like the level of competition. No offense to nobody, but I'll keep it real, fam. You know what I mean? The level of competition, just being able to get in the gym 24/7, the amount of managers we had that would help out. Like if we want to go work out at 5 a.m., 4 a.m., can't sleep type thing, we can go in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Just punching the codes and we're in the gym. Hawaii, I think my first time I tried to, like, I was in the gym at like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. Because it's tough, bro, to get into the gym in Hawaii. They don't have it open 24 hours. So I went at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. I just started getting warm. I'm like 30 minutes into my workout. Security guard comes in and says, hey, man, you can't be in here. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's tough.
why can't I be in here? The gym's empty. Nobody's in here. I'm just trying to get better, bro. I play for UH. Man, it's just the rules, man. You should go talk to the AD or something, but nobody could be in here at this time. Like, that's when it was just like, I was just super shocked. I'm like, how are we supposed to get better, bro? Like, we got classes, we got this. What time are we supposed to come into the gym? Plus, they got gym classes in there. Volleyball shares it. Like, just about like their AAU teams out there will be in there sometimes at night. It's like the gym's locked off. That's the biggest difference between Missouri and Hawaii, is the level of competition, being able to get into the gym, just everything, bro.
Before we get any further, I see you drinking some vitamin water. If you were to give a promotion to vitamin water, and you're about to give a pitch to vitamin water, sorry, Smart Water. Sorry, my bad, Smart Water. If you're about to give a pitch to Smart Water to ask them to sponsor you, what would you say?
Pitch to Smart Water? I don't know, man. That's something I have to think about. I think about that on the spot. Ain't that smooth.
Go ahead with smart water, man. Smart water.
I just, you know what I mean? Just smile and tag them, bro. That's the new thing to do.
Smart Water, sponsor my guy, man. Sponsor my guy.
Yes, sir.
I got to ask you, though, from 2016 to 2018, you know, you got the chance to play for the Raptors 905, who's actually, they got an award, I think it was last year or something, for the best G-league team or something like that in terms of development. But I want to ask you, though, how did that come about, and speak to us about your thoughts going in?
There was a couple people that reached out to me about me coming to the 905.
Was it Stefan?
No. It's not Steph. I'm not gonna name them, but
it's cool.
Yeah, there was a couple of people. So, because I could have went there the year before that. Mm-hmm. Like they wanted me to come out to the 905 before that, but I went to the NBO for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. I don't mess with the NBL, bro. Make that known. So then spent like 3 months in the NBL, and then I left. But the D League wanted me before that, and I think I turned it down. Don't know why. Just a lot of thoughts in my head. A lot of people talking to me about certain things. So I just made my decision and went somewhere else. Even though I shouldn't have listened to them. Should have just went to the D League because I was way better than the NBL, I'm pretty sure. Guaranteed. Yeah. But yeah, a couple people hit me up about the 905 the following year, so I gave it a shot and I went and made the team. So that's pretty much how it happened.
So what I was asking you was about the politics of the G League. What are your thoughts on the politics?
Yeah, like I said, politics are everywhere, man. Every organization has their guys, but I mean, you can't let that affect you. You know what I'm saying? You still got to play your role and do your role to the best of your ability, whether it's knocking down shots, creating for your other teammates, defending. You know what I'm saying? Being the great communicator on the team. So, yeah, politics are politics, bro. You just gotta do your job, and don't let that shit phase you. Don't let it affect your game. Don't let it affect your mindset. You know what I mean? Everything you put in the work, it's gonna show. Just knock down what you gotta knock down. Make your layups, make your floaters. You know what I'm saying? Make the right plays. That's all you can do.
Fair. In 2016, that was the year that Siakam, DeLon Wright, Fred VanVleet was playing with the 905. What were your thoughts of the three of them prior to playing with them, and what were your thoughts after seeing them up close and personal?
I mean, I played against Fred when I was at Hawaii when we played Wichita State. So I seen him before that. Siakam, he played with Daniel Mullings and a couple other guys that I know. But playing with them on the team was good, man. Like, you get to learn a lot from them because they were with the Raptors organization. So you get to see how they move, how they play on the floor, how they run, how they communicate. Siakam was just always at 100% energy, bro. Like, I don't think he ever missed a sprint down the floor. I feel like I've never seen him jog. You know what I mean? So that's like an eye-opening thing. Like, you want to build your motor to how his is. You know what I mean, and be effective at the same time. And yeah, just getting to see them was a blessing, bro. Like, you get to see what they do well, what their weaknesses are. You know what I mean? So I couldn't complain, bro. It was my rookie year in the G League, so I was pretty much learning and just trying to grow that year. So you know what I mean, so it was a blessing, man.
DeLon Wright and Fred VanVleet being point guard, you being a point guard yourself, what were some things that you were able to really learn from them? Like, obviously Fred VanVleet, I personally think that you and DeLon Wright's game is very similar, but I think you're a better shooter than DeLon. But what just in itself of both being quote unquote tall guards or big guards, whatever we want to call it, but then also Fred VanVleet bringing the grittiness that you kind of bring from the Scarborough side as well. So just want to know, like what did both of them kind of teach you as a point guard? What were you able to learn from them, and what were you able to soak in from them? Same as that you soaked in from Pascal.
Just their poise and the way they can control the game, the way they stay locked in throughout the whole game. You know what I mean? They don't get distracted. They're always calm. Like I said, they're poised, man. And that's like one of the biggest things I got from them. It's just how to just be poised under the pressure, all that. And just read the game well.
What was it like playing for Stack?
I mean, whoa. I don't know, bro. It's a blessing. It's a all-star, bro. Legend. You know what I mean? He's a dog, bro, and he still got it. You know what I mean? He would still run with us in practice sometimes when we were down a couple guys. He still dunk at 40 plus. Wow. You know what I mean? He's a competitor, bro. And I don't think I'll ever leave him, even when he's a coach, man. So he just taught us so many different things to the game, like the stick hand, all that stuff. So yeah, but Stack's a great coach, man. He's a great coach. Taught us a lot of things. So
I'm not gonna lie. What I took from Stack, Stack for me, he was the only person that went all the way down to the ground to shoot a free throw. I've never seen someone get that low on a free throw in my entire life. Like,
yeah.
I've never seen that before. Did he do that in practice as well?
Yeah, I think he still did
it. Crazy. In 2017, you guys win the G-League championship, though. How special was that moment, not only for you, but for you to share with the city and your family?
It was big, man. It was big. I mean, that's all I can say. It's a blessing, man. Blessings.
You have a lot of blessings. I understand. I feel you. A lot of blessings. But let's move on a little bit now. 2018. You guys had a very similar season as the year before, but just couldn't repeat back to back. Run us through what happened there.
We just got beat, man. We lost to the better team. That's all it was.
Okay, fair enough. After June, sir.
No, go ahead, Steven.
No, I was just gonna ask you though. I was wanting to ask you like, what was the locker room like? You know, a lot of times you guys, locker rooms are a big are a big reason why people win championships and stuff like that. So going into that year, and I'm kind of ironic that Devontae brought up all the Smoke podcast with Shaq on it, but he talked about saying that, and I'm not blaming anybody, but what he said in the podcast was the reason why Orlando lost to Houston that year was because of he didn't get them prepared for what was happening in the finals. Did you guys feel like it was going to be too easy for you guys? You guys were going to repeat because you guys were the better team, or was it one of those that just kind of like really just weren't prepared enough? Like what? Like that's what I want. I kind of want to know what was the locker room like, in that aspect.
No, I think we were prepared, man. It's just, I'd say, just players buying into Stack's system, just trusting each other more. Yeah, that's what I would say. But I just feel like the other team played better together, and they're knocking down more shots than us, getting more stops than us, and they're just a better team that year.
True.
And it's crazy because all that stuff trickles down in the end. You don't buy in, that stuff is going to affect on the court one way or the other. And, it's unfortunate that it had to cost a championship, but that's basketball for you. That happens day in and day out, tournament on tournament. So I could totally understand where you're coming from. Now, Negus, for you, after the G League, you land in the CEBL that you touched on earlier with the Saskatchewan Rattlers. Why the CEBL and not overseas?
Because I was dealing with an injury before my last 905 season. So, I wasn't ready to play in a regular season, so I took off that year. And I missed the game so much. I wasn't even fully healthy still when I joined the CEBL, so I just missed the game too much. So I'm like, bro, I can't stay out a summer now too. Like, I got to play somewhere. Yeah. And then got in touch with the Rattlers, and they gave me the opportunity to come in there and play. So I took it, did what I had to do. Playing on 1.5 legs. So, bro, it's just you just miss the game so much, bro. It's like they'll take over you, bro, and you just like, I don't care what happens right now, bro. I just want to play the game. That's what I did. So. And we won.
No, exactly. And you did a pretty good damn job if you're playing on 1.5 legs. And, kudos to the CBL and what they're doing now. One of the only leagues that it looks like it's going to be able to play during the summer COVID activity, whatever you want to call it. So kudos for everything that they're doing right now and, the security of players. Now, let me ask you, switch it up here a little bit. If you could, though, where overseas would you want to play? You had the luxury to go where you want to go. Where do you want to go overseas? Speak it to existence.
I haven't really thought of that, to be honest. Like, I'm not really a picky guy. So as long as the league is good and there's good competition in there, I think I'll be glad to go and play. I'm not picky, man. I just like to hoop, bro. I like to compete. I like to compete with the best of them too. So.
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Now, you just said it. In 2019, y'all win the CBL championship. What did that moment mean to you to get your feet back wet on the court?
It meant a lot, bro, because I was one of the key players on the team too. So it meant a lot. That championship meant a lot to me, bro, because I got to put in a lot of work for that team, and the results showed, so.
Yeah, so, which championship did you appreciate more? The 905, the Rattlers, on your impact and the things that were close to you?
Yeah, I appreciated both, but obviously the Rattlers meant more to me because I was one of the key players on that team and helped us bring the championship, and keep it in Saskatoon. So that one was more precious to me, I would say.
Okay. Now, y'all got to play in the bubble last season, even though there wasn't a lot of basketball happening. How was that experience?
Bro, that was tough because all the quarantines. I had to quarantine before I got to that bubble, so I was quarantining in my house. So obviously it wasn't training or nothing, and you just got to show up to training camp and get right before the first game. That was probably one of the toughest moments in my career, especially still dealing with my injury too. So it was kind of tough, but obviously I try to thug it out as much as I can, and. You know what I'm saying? All for the love of the game, bro.
All for the love of the game, man. That's what besides the NBA, that's what it looks like it's going to be right now. Everybody in different leagues overseas is for the love of the game, in hopes to, get bigger and better contracts. Now, with the CBL, would you rather another bubble, or would you rather, take your bus rides or your plane trips to?
Hell no, bro. We don't even do bus rides. That's why I love the CBL. We do all flights.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got our answer right there.
Yeah, I'd rather be in Saskatoon playing in front of a crowd. I don't want to be in a bubble again. Cause, bro, me personally, I don't like seeing players I just played against. I don't want to see you after the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially if there's like heated moments in the game. I don't want to walk into you in the hallway at the hotel that we're staying at all together, bro. Like that shit's annoying to me, bro.
Facts.
Man, nothing against nobody, bro, but that's just how I am. I don't want to see something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Reggie Miller, Jordan was the same way. They don't want to see nobody or Kobe was the same way. They didn't want to see nobody after the game, especially if it was a heated moment.
I'm pretty sure other guys feel like that too. I'm not the only one.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Negus, to conclude our show, we love to end with a game called why am I losing it, Steven? Fill in the blank for me.
In a perfect world.
In a perfect world. So I'm going to give you a scenario, Negus, and you're just going to fill it out as best as you can. All right? So you're at Huntington Prep. You do what you got to do. You guys have the same season, damn near. You guys are good already. So we don't have to change that part, right? You get to the end of your senior year. We have every school in the country. You can't pick Mizzou. You can't pick Hawaii. You can't pick Louisville, right? What's the other school you would commit to in a perfect world, and a little bit of reason why?
In a perfect world, but honestly, I was never one of those kids that like was growing up and like thinking about university or like my dream university. I never really had a dream university. You know what I mean? I know a lot of kids grow up being like, oh, I want to go to North Carolina. I was never into that, to be honest, bro. I was just strictly watching and like street ball, bro. I never thought about university until I got to Huntington Prep. Or like when I started seeing like mail come in and stuff for basketball. That's the only time I started thinking about university, because it's just how I was where I was and where I grew up. Nobody thought about university like that. You know what I'm saying? So perfect world for me right now, off the top of my head, I'll probably say Iowa State if I couldn't go to no other school. Those other three that you picked, because I had a good relationship with the coaches there, like Fred Hoiberg and Coach TJ. So that would have been the school I went to if I didn't go to Mizzou.
Shout out Melvin Edgem.
Yeah,
Shout out Melvin,
my guy, held it down for me on a visit.
Hey, that's tough too. I could definitely see that. The way Frank used to play and had those guys.
Fred, yeah. And he was just cool, bro. Like, I felt like he understood the players' bodies, like, because he was a player too. But everybody got their different theories on how to run teams, right? But Fred, I remember one thing he told me he never goes over an hour and a half for practices. And when he said that, I'm like, what? Never over an hour and a half. I'm used to 3 hours, bro. Like, we had a 5 hour practice at Huntington one day. I'm pretty sure it was 5 hours, or at least 4. Coach was mad at us that day for a whole body cramp.
Yeah, I don't even think I think it's illegal to do that now. Like, you can't NCAA, you can't even do that.
It wasn't even the NCAA, it's high school, bro.
Yeah. Now,
I was finished, bro.
I can only imagine. Now you're at Iowa State. Let's give you first team all rookie, right? We'll even give you first team all. Let's see if I know my conferences. This is ACC?
No.
Why am I forgetting? Is this Big 12? No, it's not.
I thought they were Big 12.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're Big 12. Check on that for me, Steven. Anyways, you get on that team, first team all conference, right? I should have just said that.
Yeah.
You did what you had to do being a Cyclone. You're now into the talks of being a lottery pick. Huh?
Big 12.
Big 12. Okay. You're now in the conversation of being a lottery.
Yeah.
We know how that goes. You don't necessarily get to pick where you want to go in the NBA, but depending on your interviews, you can kind of dictate, no, I don't like this team. The workout wasn't, so and so, right? And so, you had the luxury of being a lottery pick. If you had to, in a perfect world, where would you go in the NBA? Where would you end?
I'd say probably anywhere but Toronto.
Please explain. Please explain why. Please, Negus, please explain why. Because this is important.
Man, you already know what it comes with, bro, being in your own city.
Yeah.
You already know so many people. It's just going to be a hassle, man. Everybody's going to want something from you. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like most of the time when I'm away, they can't really do that because I'm not in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, it's kind of hard to say no to people, bro, because, you know what I'm saying, it might be your family, might be your friends, might be your just people you get along with really well, and you want to help them out, but it's like, bro, can't keep giving stuff to everybody, can't keep helping. You can't help everybody, bro. You got to help yourself first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to, I don't know, it's just a lot, bro, and it's a lot of pressure on you. But a lot of people can deal with it, but for me, I'd rather just be outside of my city, outside of my country, just because of that type of stuff. No hard feelings to nobody. It's just, but you got a job to do, man. Like, you got to focus on your job. You got to keep providing for your family. You got to keep providing, man. And that could be a real distraction to you, especially being in your own city. Everybody wants you to come to certain events. Everybody wants you to do this for them. They want you to come be a guest appearance here. Like, sometimes you don't got time for all that, bro. You still got to focus on yourself, and people forget that. And people just, it's kind of like a selfish thing, I'd say. They're not really looking out for your best interest no more. It's like, what can this guy do for me with his platform? You know what I mean? It's like, that's all I'm gonna say about that shit.
No, that's a damn fact. Me and Stephen have this conversation. I'm getting a little bit off topic here, but we have this conversation all the time. And when we ask players here, a lot of Canadians, of course, they say Toronto, but I always be like, I think Andrew Wiggins not coming here is the best thing that's going to happen to him in his career, because we would think this guy's a whole sponsor. But that's a different conversation for a different day. Now, for the sake of the game, give me a team, any team you like, location-wise, whatever.
I like the Spurs, to be honest. I really like the Spurs system.
Okay. I think that's Spurs 2 times in a row, Steven. So we're going to go with the Spurs. Now you're at the Spurs of Pop, right? You finish your 4 years, rookie season, rookie contract. You're at the top of the league right now. You're a prestigious star coming into the league. Spurs, they're in Texas, so I'm pretty sure their luxury tax is pretty good. You have the luxury of getting 2 superstars on your team because you're playing so well. Now, here are the rules. You get 1 vet, so anybody that's past 4 years. And then you can pick one person that's either a rookie or a sophomore. Who are those 2 players going to be? Again, 1 vet over 4 years, and then another person, either a rookie or sophomore. Who are you telling to join the Spurs?
To play with? I mean, Spurs obviously depends on who we got on the roster.
Given this roster, you still got Lonnie, you still got DeJounte, you still got all those guys. But hey, you got the luxury to pick who you want, and you can flush out whoever you want. Who are those 2 players you're gonna pick?
I'm gonna pick a big for sure.
Okay.
Who's the big that I like right now? I just like bigs that can catch lobs and just rebound. Them bigs that just know their job.
Pretty mobile.
Yeah, mobile bigs have good screens, roll hard. I like Miles Turner. Where's he in right now?
Yeah.
Say what?
What year is he in right now?
He's past 4. He's past
5th
4.
or 6th. Yeah, he's 5th or 6th.
Okay, yeah. So him is a big for sure, Miles Turner.
Now a rookie or a sophomore.
Now a rookie or a sophomore?
Yeah.
Rookie or a sophomore.
I feel like I know who you're gonna pick, but I'm gonna let you pick it though. I want to see if I'm right.
I have no clue.
You're probably not right, bro.
I have no clue. I have no clue.
Because I don't even have a clue, so I know you don't have a clue.
But if I was to tell you a name afterward, you'd be like, oh, okay, maybe. I can see the resemblance 100%.
Steven, next show we're writing these stuff down. We keep forgetting.
You keep forgetting. You're right.
Man, rookie or a sophomore? I like. Who I like right now? I like LaMelo as a rookie. This guy. I knew you. Nah, I think that because I knew you were gonna say that.
I told you.
I didn't think he was gonna say that. I didn't think he was gonna say. But
At first, I wasn't gonna say that. Fuck. What year is Trae Young in?
Third.
Yeah. I like Trae Young too. But yeah, no, I like LaMelo.
He would flourish in the San Antonio system. So I'm not. Yeah.
With the right players, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Like him and Miles Bridges, bro, different.
Different.
It's a different connection. That's
Charlotte.
Yeah.
Charlotte has now become the most entertaining team in the NBA, and I love it.
Without a doubt, bro. And they're young too, right? So just to see the way that they get along with each other too on the court is like you love to see that type of stuff.
All right. So we got Miles Turner and we got LaMelo Ball. And we'll keep it at that. That concludes our In a Perfect World. So thank you.
No doubt.
Hey, Negus, we always like to ask all our guests this question to conclude the show as well. We want to ask you, though, who is somebody that you'd like to see on Talk Your Exposure? But the kicker is, if we can't get them on the show, you got to help us get them on.
Who would I like to see on the show? Steph.
That's a funny guy right there.
Bro, hey, Steph is hilarious, bro.
Steph is very funny.
That dude is hilarious. Because I didn't like him at first. Because we were rivals, right? Yeah, I didn't like him. I didn't like BJC. I didn't like Mississauga Monarchs. Yeah.
Yeah, funny you mentioned BJC because I actually played against you guys when you were in grade 5. Cause when we were playing with the combined age groups, and your Scarborough Blue team was like Division 1 or whatever. You guys were stacked. Like, I don't even remember who was on that team, but I remember you being on that team. I think you guys had Charles on that team as well. Shaq. I think you guys had was Matthew on that team. I don't think Matthew was on that team.
Matthew. No, it was all guys my age, so like 93s. My whole team was just straight 93s.
Oh, so even the year that we were combining both 92 and 93.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys, respectfully, you guys fucked us up. I ain't going to front. You guys fucked us up, bro. We were trash that year, but
you're nice.
Actually, well, we weren't trash. We came second or whatever in Division 2, but like, yo, compared to that team, we were trash. But anyways, Negus, before we get off, do you want to give any shout outs to anybody in particular? Anybody that you want to give a quick shout out to?
Shout out to the family. Shout out to my clothing brand. Shout out to I didn't forget about Novell Provo, Tanvir Boulard. Come on, man. Don't forget about my guys. I remember everybody on all my teams, bro. Like, I try to keep in touch with everybody, you know? So, yeah, shout out to everybody. Shout out to all the coaches that have coached me. Shout out to you guys for having me on your show. And, yeah, that's it.
Where can we find you on social media, man?
My Instagram is King Webster-Chan, KingWebsterChan. And then once you get my clothing brand, FOEVERFAMILY.
Forever Family. Okay. Hey, Negus, one more time, man. We wish you nothing but the best. You know, obviously we want you to stay safe, stay healthy during these weird times. Yeah. You know, we can't wait to see you hooping on the court. I'm assuming you're going back to CEBL this year, so we can't wait to see you back on the court again. You know, nothing but the best to you, man. Nothing but the best to your family. We wish you guys really wish you guys nothing but the best and stay safe. And shout out to Toben basketball as well, man. Thank you, Toben, for being part of this as well. And you know, one more time for you again, Negus. You know, stay safe, stay healthy, and we wish you nothing but the best, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me on your show.
Yes, sir.